common house plant called the corn plant. Its botanical name is Dracaena Massangeana. It has a fragrant flower in the fall and winter that some people think is too fragrant, so they cut it off. But what I want to talk to you about today is how you can prune your corn plant, Dracaena Massangeana. The original plant comes from South America in these big, thick canes. This one is actually called a 2-3-4. 2-foot cane, a 3-foot cane, and a 4-foot cane. And it comes into Florida like this with just the stem. Then what happens is the stems get put in the container and they start to root, and you can clearly see this one sprouted 2 new tops. We call them heads, Dracaena Massangeana top heads. So the original plant was rooted and then it sprouted these heads. What happens over time, as you can see, is the heads grow very, very, very tall. And the new leaves at the top are green and beautiful and have this wonderful striping on it, which is yellow in the center. The problem is that the old leaves tend to have the brown spots, tend to spot, and they're not as nice looking. So if you trim this leaf off, then you have a plant that doesn't have leaves all the way up. So what I want to show you is how to trim it over time so it always looks beautiful. You see how our 4-foot cane had 3 heads on it. And this head was trimmed way up here, so it left all the old leaves. This is the correct way to trim it. Take a sprout 3 or 4 inches off of the main cane, and you can see I have a baby starting already. You trim it across, and it sprouts a new head. This head will look like this one in a little while, where it comes out with this beautiful new top. These plants can be trimmed anywhere along the stem. So you might have a piece that's 4 or 5 feet tall. You can trim that off and eventually it will sprout a new head, 4 to 6 weeks. The best time to trim them is in the spring and summer when the plant is growing more vigorously. And in another video, I'll show you how to root the tops. It's very easy to root and you can make multiple plants. You can even trim it off and stick it in the soil and it may easily root and give you another plant there. So don't be afraid to trim your corn plants. Remember, the best spot is 3 or 4 inches above the original sprout off the big thick cane, and give it 4 to 6 weeks and it'll sprout a new top. The leaves will be beautiful, green, with good color, and it'll look great.